Coming up on the Rockbridge Report, we'll take a look at the candidates for local elections and see how Superstorm Sandy shook up the bigger races with less than a week until Election Day.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Katie Stewart.
And I'm Michael McGuire. Thanks for joining us. With the election just days away, local Republican and Democrat campaign headquarters are rallying the support of Lexington voters. Scott Harrison has the story.
Local Democrats and Republicans both set up their campaign headquarters on Main Street in Lexington back in September. But one party is facing a tougher task than the other. Volunteers and campaign organizers at the Democratic headquarters have laid the groundwork for 3 campaigns in a county that is heavily Republican. They have been helping voters register, made phone calls, and gone door to door. They have also enlisted the help of organizers from the Obama campaign and Washington and Lee's College Democrats.
It really is all about getting people involved, and it's just about going door to door. It's about shaking hands, and it's about getting people on the phones and really just helping them get involved.
The Rockbridge area Republicans have their headquarters just down Main Street from the Democrats. They have run ads on local radio stations, but have also spread the word, much like the Democrats.
We have had some door-to-door canvassing and phone calling. We have done what we can on a limited budget, but mostly it is the literature and getting people to come in here and get it and going over the difference between the 2 candidates.
The race for U.S. Senate pits 2 former Virginia governors against each other, Democrat Tim Kaine and Republican George Allen. U.S. House Republican Bob Goodlatte faces off against Democratic challenger Andy Schmookler in Virginia's 6th District, and President Obama squares off against Republican nominee Mitt Romney in the presidential election. Locally, supporters on each side say they have seen people interested in coming out to the polls.
People are very excited about the election. There are a lot of undecided voters, and Virginia is one of these very crucial swing states.
With the election just days away, both sides are gearing up for one last campaign weekend. Tuesday night, they will each await the results of their work. The Democrats will meet at Andre's studio. The Republicans will meet at Berkey's truck stop. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Scott Harrison.
The Democrats will meet on election night at 221 South Main Street, formerly Andre's studio. Republicans will meet at Berkey's restaurant at the Lehigh truck stop on North Lee Highway.
Lexington Mayor Mimi Elrod and City Council member Mary Harvey Halseth are both running for mayor. The 2 are facing off for Lexington's highest office for the 2nd time. Elrod defeated Harvey Halseth in the 2008 election. Elrod served 5 years on City Council before becoming mayor. She says she supports the Lexington Downtown Initiative, a plan for the revitalization of downtown. Lexington schools are also a central focus of her campaign. Earlier this week, the mayor spoke to the Rockbridge Report about schools and budget concerns.
We have had to raise taxes in the past, and one of the reasons we have to is because the General Assembly won't raise taxes, and so they keep passing down these unfunded mandates to us and cutting our school budgets. But we probably will have to raise taxes. I'm not going to sit here and say, no, we're not going to raise taxes, because we probably will have to.
Harvey Halseth has been on City Council since 2010. She says she believes that city government and business owners must come together to improve downtown Lexington. Harvey Halseth has mentioned sharing some education programs between the county and city. This, she says, is a money-saving alternative to merging the school systems. We also spoke to her this week.
As far as joining the school systems, we don't know if the people of Lexington are going to want to do that. We have no clue. We know that the tax rate's going to go up. So they have to decide whether they want to pay that and keep their own system, or whether they want to sit down and say, we want to talk to you. But on the other hand, there are services that we can join together, and that's where we need to look now.
Polls open at 6 a.m. Tuesday, November 6th. Lexington voters should go to the Piovano building at 350 Spotswood Drive to cast their ballots. Polls will close at 7 p.m.
4 candidates are fighting for 3 Lexington City Council seats. Camille Miller, Frank Friedman, John Mormon, and incumbent Marilyn Alexander. Miller and Friedman both say that economic development is one of the biggest issues facing Lexington. Miller is the vice chair of the Planning Commission and works for a Lexington consulting firm. Friedman was on City Council from 2007 to 2010. He works for a local bank.
One of the ones I have for downtown is to take money that Lexington has in reserves, and that's the thing I would credit past councils and city managers for. We have a very strong reserve. Pull money from that and create a lending program for improving the downtown.
I think the biggest piece would be making Lexington perceived as a business-friendly and enjoyable place to do business. Right now, I'm not so sure that we're perceived that way.
Mormon and Alexander agree. Mormon owns Celtic Tides on West Nelson Street. Alexander, the only incumbent, has been on the council since 2008. She manages the Rockbridge Area Housing Corporation.
We need some things, and we have so many people who live in Lexington who never come downtown. They're forced to go to shop in the county, or they drive to Stanton or Roanoke, or they some go over to Richmond.
I think that's important to look at our economy to see what we can do to make it better, to improve the livelihoods of people who live here, so that people have a job they can go to where they can make a living for their family.
Lexington's only polling place is the Piombano building on 350 Spotswood Drive. It will be open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Tuesday.
Only 2 seats are available in the race for the Buena Vista School Board. Roy Moeller is running against 2 incumbents, Bill Fitzgerald and Edward Matheny. Both were appointed earlier this year. All 3 agree that balancing the budget is critical, but no one is offering specific solutions. The winners of the race will help choose a new school superintendent. 17 people have applied for the position, but no decision will be made until January. The candidates have talked about sharing some classes and buses with the county. All plan to spend Election Day at Buena Vista's only polling place, the municipal building. Hurricane Sandy devastated parts of New England, but some Virginias were also affected. More on this after the break.
Did you know that getting up and getting active for just 60 minutes a day is all it takes to help you get stronger, look better, and feel great?
Or that fresh fruits and veggies aren't just healthier and crunchier, they can taste better too?
Eating better and getting more active is easier than you think.
Yeah! Keep watching for some fun and easy ways to discover the magic of healthy living in your life.
America.
Let's get healthy together!
Turn over this log. Yeah. Whoa! I like the big black ones. I like the brown wiggly ones.
I like the green crunchy ones myself.
Whoa.
Get out and explore nature. There's surprises everywhere. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Anyone up for dessert?
The magical thing about using energy wisely is that anyone can do it. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off computers and game systems when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Grab a grown-up and go online to energy.gov/kids.
Did you buy the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yup.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
Cotton balls. Duct tape. Spoon. Needle. Thread. Scalpel.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back. Earlier this week, Superstorm Sandy devastated the Northeast. Virginia suffered a few blows of its own as the hurricane made its way across the state. As Hurricane Sandy spread along the East Coast, Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell said that the state fared better than many others. During the worst part of the storm, 200,000 Virginians were without power. As of Tuesday afternoon, the number had gone down to 80,000. West Virginia was hit harder with heavy snow. In some places, drifts measured up to 4 feet. Nicholas County was forced to shut down 40% of its roads, but Rockbridge County, just a few miles south, was safe from any serious damage.
Tuesday, Governor McDonnell asked the State Board of Elections to extend absentee voting hours in areas that were hurt by Hurricane Sandy. That's because in-person absentee voting was closed in 9 counties on Monday and Tuesday. The Virginia State Board of Elections decided to allow those offices to stay open a few more hours each day through Saturday, when in-person absentee voting ends. The affected counties include Fairfax, Arlington, and several others in the Metro D.C. area. Virginia is considered one of the closest swing states this election cycle. Absentee ballots in those areas may change both Virginia and national results.
A new voter ID law took effect in Virginia last summer. We talked to Professor Christopher Seaman at Washington and Lee's Law School to discuss how this might affect Tuesday's elections.
Since then, a number of states, including Virginia and Texas and Pennsylvania and a few others that are like Pennsylvania, they're battleground states, have passed voter ID laws requiring voters, even folks who have voted for decades in the same location, to bring a form of identification with them to the polling place.
Seaman said the new ID law was meant to help prevent voter fraud, but he said there are concerns about people who can't get identification because they don't have transportation or live too far away from voter registration centers. The new law puts the burden on them to obtain proper identification before casting their votes.
On the one hand, the question has been sort of, what are voter IDs meant to accomplish? What's the harm that they're addressing? And really they only address one particular limited type of voting fraud, in-person voter fraud, where somebody shows up at the polls and claims to be somebody else. There has been very little evidence that this is going on a widespread scale.
Seaman will join us in the studio on Tuesday night for our live election night coverage.
After the break, we'll highlight how Hurricane Sandy affected the campaign for the presidency.
Mom, can I have $1? Yeah, it's right. I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. What about your sister's room? It's not there either. The upstairs closet? The downstairs closet? There are no more closets.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
I understand you need a little help with your mortgage. Want to avoid foreclosure. Candy? Well, you know, you're in luck. We're experts in this sort of thing. Mortgage, rigmarole, whatnot. Why don't we get a contract? Who wants a contract?
Here you go, Pete.
Thanks, Betty.
Brought a toner.
If you're facing foreclosure, talk to the right people. Speak with HUD-approved housing counselors free of charge at 888-995-HOPE.
Yes, ready?
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
So, are you going out tonight? I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work. That's so gay. Totally gay.
Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia.
Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, you know, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia.
Who says that?
Everyone.
Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone, but you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
Welcome back. Earlier this week, Superstorm Sandy struck the East Coast. New England states were hit the hardest, with whole neighborhoods underwater or destroyed by fire. The storm struck the Jersey Shore ahead of schedule Monday night after being downgraded from a Category 1 hurricane to tropical storm. Flooding extended several miles into Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey. Hundreds of thousands lost power throughout the region. Roads and businesses were closed all throughout the region. The New York Stock Exchange was closed until Wednesday. Damage from the storm is now estimated at over $50 billion.
President Obama canceled campaign plans in order to visit areas that were in harm's way during Hurricane Sandy. Obama stayed in Washington, D.C. on Monday, then traveled to New Jersey on Wednesday to survey the devastation. He took a helicopter tour of the shoreline with Governor Chris Christie. In a speech later, the president expressed sympathy for the victims of the storm and promised aid from the federal government.
We will not forget. We will follow up to make sure that you get all the help that you need until you've rebuilt.
Governor Romney resumed his campaign in Virginia earlier today. He spoke to a crowd of about 2,800 at what the campaign calls a victory rally.
We don't need a Secretary of Business to understand business. We need a president who understands business, and I do. And that's why I'll help be able to get this economy going.
With Election Day just around the corner, the presidential candidates and their teams are taking one final tour of Virginia. Mitt Romney and company were in Virginia Beach today for a victory rally. On Saturday, Clinton will be in Chesapeake, Roanoke, and Bristow. He will end his tour on Saturday night in Prince William County, where he will meet President Obama.
Coming up next, it's going to be cold this weekend. Stay tuned for the weather.
Turn over this log. Yeah. Whoa! I like the big black ones. I like the brown wiggly ones.
I like the green crunchy ones myself.
Whoa.
Get out and explore nature. There's surprises everywhere. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Anyone up for dessert?
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Did you know that getting up and getting active for just 60 minutes a day is all it takes to help you get stronger, look better, and feel great?
Or that fresh fruits and veggies aren't just healthier and crunchier, they can taste better too?
Eating better and getting more active is easier than you think.
Yeah! Keep watching for some fun and easy ways to discover the magic of healthy living in your life.
America.
Let's get healthy together.
Welcome back. Now it's time for the weather. On Friday, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 51 and a low of 32 degrees. Saturday will also be partly cloudy with a high of 55 and a low of 36 degrees. Sunday will still be partly cloudy with a high of 54 and a low of 36. Monday will start the week off nicely with sunny skies and a high of 49 and a low of 31. Tuesday will remain mostly sunny with a high of 48 and a low of 32 degrees. Washington and Lee professor.
Washington and Lee professor of law Tim Jost told the Rockbridge Report this week that many American voters will go to the polls uninformed about health care. Professor Jost is considered to be an expert on health care law and the Affordable Care Act. The law, which was passed in 2010, has once again made health care and Medicare a front-burner issue. Professor Jost also said that many people who disagree with the law may not realize that some of its policies are in their best interest. Well, that's all we have for you today on the Rockbridge Report. Don't forget to turn your clocks back this weekend for daylight savings time at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. Also join us Tuesday night for live election coverage, which will start at 8 p.m. Check us out online at rockbridgereport.wlu.edu. Thanks so much.